I know, chasing that dough, hitting that road, getting that money, man. All I know, loading that foe, kicking down doors, getting that money, man. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is AJ says he has a war mindset for the rematch with Alexander Usyk. Let's take a listen to what Anthony Joshua had to say. And of course, I'm going to introduce the video before we play it. This is from IFL TV. You can subscribe to IFL TV on YouTube for great interviews and boxing news. All right.
Revenge, like victory.
Are we naive enough to think that you can only win the rematch one way? Is it that obvious where...
There's two ways. Remember, Usyk was a heavyweight from the WSB time, dropped down to cruiserweight, made the cruiserweight weight, probably realized he's probably smaller. He's one of the smaller heavyweights at the time, and he's built himself up. So he's had like 400 amateur fights. He's seen people that have tried to rough him up millions of times. So to just adapt one style is silly. But for me, I have one thing in my mind. That's war. That's murder. That's war. That's go out there and hurt the guy and take his soul to the point he wants to give up. That's what boxing's about. I've learned that. You hit people constantly and you keep on applying a certain amount of pressure, and before they know it, they'll realize you aren't going anywhere. You're here to stay. So with the game plan, that's all I have in my mind at the minute is that one track. Stay on course. Take this guy to places that you don't want to go. And the game plan for the coaches, let them come up with it. I ain't got time to be sitting there studying this guy a million times and looking at every tape and analyzing. Let the coaches feed me with that information. I'm a product of the environment I place myself in. My coach tells me box on the back foot. I can box on the back foot. And if I'm inspiring and they're saying, stop moving forward, what are you doing? Get back on your back foot. A fighter will tend to box more on their back foot. Look at the changes Wilder made. Look at the changes Fury made. You're a product of your environment, whoever's teaching you. But the mindset is something that I control. So all I know is that with my mindset, it's just not on this, like, you know, it's important to have, but I'm not on this jab, sit back, counter, hit, don't get hit, slip there. It is boxing, but it's at heavyweight boxing, it's war as well. There is no hit and not get hit. You've got to sometimes walk through punches.
All right, so that's what Anthony Joshua had to say. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Conspira G. What's your reaction to what Anthony Joshua had to say?
I'm 100% in agreement with AJ, and I'm proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Because I think now he understands. I wish this AJ was the same AJ before the Usyk first fight, right? So, because to me, I think now he understands, like, yo, you know what? Yo, let y'all figure out the strategies. I just need to go in here with the mindset of taking this dude off the planet. And I'm going to say this is metaphorically speaking. Obviously, he doesn't want to kill Usyk, right? But you have to put yourself in a survival mode mindset, you know, with fights, right? And I like the fact that he's like, yo, this is a heavyweight division, man. Like, hey, you're going to take big shots. You're going to give big shots. Like, because to me, the problem with AJ, I kind of feel like it's like he's too safe, right? Like the last time I seen this dude go all out, like, yo, wartime was Klitschko. And I felt like after he became that guy in the division, slowly he just started becoming more and more safe. And so, like, I think this loss to Usyk might be a good thing for Anthony Joshua, you know, like, but the one thing I didn't like was when he was talking about, you know, I'm not going to study Usyk. I let my coaches do that. I don't know if I'm in agreement with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like, especially after a loss, you should do everything in your power to win, right? To you know, get back. And if that means you watching that footage, watching old footage of Usyk, seeing his moves and seeing like, hey, when I was in the fight with him in the ring, I noticed he was doing this and trying to analyze stuff. If he's not trying to do that, he's just like, yo, I'm just going in there for murder. I'll let my team come up with the strategy. I respect that he respects their title and their position on the team, but I feel like he should also do everything in his power to study Usyk, in addition to still having a murderous mindset. So I think you could do both as a fighter. And I don't think that's stepping on the toes of your trainers. It's just, hey, I lost. I need to understand why I lost. And I want to come in with a strategy that my team develops, but I also have say, because I'm in the ring, to come up with a strategy that will be most effective.
All right, Short Bill.
It's good for AJ. This is good. That's what he needs to do. Instead of having what? When I watched the fight back, right, it looked like AJ was doing a lot of overthinking, right? Just gotta go in there and fight. That's all I see from AJ. He needs to go in there. He gets caught up in the whole hoopla, and what everybody else was saying. How Usyk is the most talented boxer and this, that, and the third. And he figured, like, I have to come out here and outbox the boxer. And he started overthinking it for me. When all he had to do was go in there and just fight. He had good moments in that fight with Usyk. Usyk's a very talented guy. And you don't go in there trying to box the box. You got to go in there trying to take his head off and bring the fight to Usyk. Times he had him hurt, he let Usyk off. You need to have that war mindset. You need to. When Usyk didn't like it to the body, you needed to continue to go to the body. When y'all was punching in the clinches and he didn't like it, that's what you needed to be. This is a fight. You need to make it a fight. So I'm okay. I'm okay with him saying that, because he definitely needs to apply that mindset that this is war, and go in there with that dog in there, like not trying to outbox the more talented boxer, which is Alexander Usyk. Like, even with that, right? Because like even if you look at it, right, and I know this is another subject that we're going to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I don't want to. I'm gonna follow the bouncing ball, as we would say here. I don't want to go and because we got to talk about it on another segment. But Usyk is special. That's all I'm gonna end it up. Usyk is special, and yes, AJ does. I'm in agreement with AJ. He does have to have this war mindset. I'm totally with that.
All right, Ned the TVE.
Man, listen. AJ, when you say you got a war mindset, what type of style of warfare are you coming training in? Because if you come in here with that revolutionary war type of style, I'm telling you, your muskets is not gonna hit Usyk like you think. But AJ, on everything you need to be on, like that guerrilla warfare type training. You gotta be ready for anything. You gotta go in there on some, like, you gotta really turn yourself into a killer, because I don't know, man. When you talk, it sounds something less believable every time. Like, I'm training this type of way. Nah, yo, you start giving them that Beanie Siegel stare. You start, all of that, yo. Like, yo, it's on and popping, yo. Yeah,
The BC?
yeah, yo. Like, he's fool, yo. Like, shoot, man, yo. Not, hey, man, school. You gotta look at him like he Petey Crack, man. You gotta look at him like he Petey Crack, yo. Dude. AJ, just get yourself ready, yo. Put yourself in killer mode, man. You'll be all set, yo. I think that's all you really need. And whatever you got the IQ and the skill set for what Usyk throws at you to get out the way and things like that. You just gotta be ready to shoot when he shoot when you got that open, ready to just go for that. Just take that fight into your control, man. But yeah, that's all, yo. Don't come in here on no.
Get down.
Put the muskets down. Put the rifles up, yo.
Hold up, bro. I gotta. My man, for those of y'all who don't know, man, I gotta just hit
Nah,
y'all
don't
to
do it, man. Don't even do
I
it.
gotta hit y'all to the moment that my man that was just talking about. I remember watching this live, man. All right, so what's going on? Can y'all see it?
Now, AJ.
All right, hold on. I don't know why I just did that. All right, here we go.
See, Ned, you see what you done did? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Now Pete Crack gonna send us an email.
You gonna get a cease and desist? Cease and desist?
Hold on. Benny Siegel's this guy right here with the headband on, and this is Petey Crack, the one in front of the camera rapping. So that's Benny Siegel right there. Look at him. Look at how he's looking at Petey Crack.
Benny Siegel looking like Rolly. You know what I'm saying?
Look at see.
Hold on, it's coming.
What's going on?
Oh no, this one's edited, bro. This one's edited.
Oh, hold on, look.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Look at how he's looking at Petey. Look at him. Uh-oh.
You got AJ. You gotta look at Usyk like you gonna violate this
You gotta
man,
look at
yo.
Usyk like this. Look at
You gonna violate him.
Look at.
Yeah, yo.
Hold on, look at Siegel. Uh-oh.
Why
Violate him.
It make Usyk feel uncomfortable.
Hold on. Wait till he start blowing in his Yo, what the
That's how you gotta make Usyk feel.
Yeah.
Give me a kiss, Usyk. You know what I mean?
So we gonna stop it here. So wait, Ned, just for the record, your advice is for AJ to look at his opponents the way Beanie Siegel was looking at Petey Crack in that video.
Mm-hmm. Get in that mindset, you know. Maximum violation, bruv. Maximum violation,
bro. I'm violence, maximum violation.
All right. I'm gonna turn it over to Complex.
I just want to applaud AJ for finally getting it right. Thank you. Welcome to the party. Look, AJ, you're a nice guy, like I said before. All right, you're a good guy. You know, AJ to me seems like the kind of guy where if there's a disagreement, AJ is gonna try and talk it out and try and find a reasonable solution and everything. And you know, even if a guy bumps into him, he'd be like, "Hey, man, look, it's all good," and walk away. You know, he's a nice guy. I don't want a nice guy. I don't want to watch a nice guy fight. I want to watch a bad guy fight. I want to watch a guy who wants to hurt the other guy fight. All right? Stop with the nice guy stuff. I don't want all disrespect beforehand and things like that. Look, after the fight, you guys can have respect. Y'all can shake hands or whatever, or not. But before the fight, I want violence. I want you to want to hurt this man. All right? He brought up Wilder. I wasn't going to bring up Wilder and Fury, but he brought them up. We saw the week after he lost. It was about a week or two later when Wilder Fury fought. There was smoke in that fight. They had smoke for each other. They didn't like each other, and they fought. And you saw that come through, whether respect or whatever. They didn't like each other, and you saw what it produced in the fight. It made a classic. If you want to be like, look, AJ is an all-time. He's a good fighter. He's definitely going to go down in the top 50 at least, right? AJ, I give him that respect. He's very, very good. However, if you're going to go in, you got to go all in. If you want to reach that next echelon, you got to be a mean guy. You got to be a bad guy. You got to tell him that I'm going to make you my girlfriend the night of the 25th. You got to say some stuff like, you better kiss me good with those big lips. Shout out to Mike Tyson. All right, you need to come in with some smoke. Stop with the nice guy stuff. Stop with the, oh, you can hold my belts, or oh yeah, that was a good. I respect him a lot. No, like it's okay. You can manufacture something in your mind even if you need to. Look, I don't like him because of this. I don't like him because he's looking at me wrong. I don't like him because he wants to come take everything that I've fought for, and you're not going to take that from me. Look, this is a gentleman's sport, right? But sometimes all that goes out the window. I'm not trying to see two gentlemen fight like this. I'm trying to see two savages butt heads, right? There's times in boxing where the game plan goes out the window. Guess what? You plan for 12 weeks, you're gonna do this, and they ain't working at all. So what? Guess what? I'm not gonna give up. I'm still gonna go in there. I'm gonna push him. I'm gonna push him to take me out of this game. I'm not gonna go quietly into the night, right? I'm gonna force him. I'm gonna drown him. I don't care. I'm gonna take 1 or 2 punches just to give one punch. Sometimes you have to draw a line in the sand and say, look, you're not gonna move me from this line. I don't care. I will die on this line. That is boxing. This is you don't play this sport. People have died in the ring. People will fight. And to a point, you have to take it to that level. Yes, we don't want to see anybody die, but you want to take it to that level that, look, I'm not going to go out here quietly. I'm going to give it everything I've got. I don't want to see you happy at the end of the 12th round. I want to see you like, nah, I need another round. I need more because I need to get back. I need to get back at this man. All right. Look, some of the classic fights that we've seen in boxing didn't have the best skills. Look at the war, right? Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler. There wasn't a ton of skill there. It was two men going straight at each other. But guess what? They, at the end of that fight, we respected them so much. Even years later, people still talk about that fight. They went straight at it. Even when Tommy Hearns lost, he still respected. He lost in 3 rounds. But guess what? He's still respected because people are like, damn, that was a good fight. Look at Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward. These two guys were never at the top of their divisions, right? They were two good fighters, okay fighters, but never like the pound for pound, whatever. But they're remembered and they're in the Hall of Fame because they had 3 fights where they put it all on the line, right? They went in there with nothing to lose. They said, you're going to have to kill me to get me out of this ring. So we will respect you even if you lose. And I think the problem is AJ's afraid of losing. AJ's afraid of taking that L. He's afraid of getting caught with something. Don't go in that with that mindset. Go in there saying, you know what, you're going to have to kill me to get me out of this ring. You're going to have to stop me, right? You're going to have to carry me out on a stretcher here because I'm not giving this up. I worked too hard. I got these 3 belts. I had to fight all these guys. You're not going to come here and take that from me on one night. I don't care. You're going to have to get me out of here. That's the kind of mindset we want to see. And I guess what? If he had that mindset, AJ could be damn near unbeatable because he's got the strength. He's got the size. He's got the athleticism. These guys, if you take it to that level, they may not be able to take that from you. If you can drag them into the deep, make them work for it. Don't just say, oh, well, look, okay, you got me this time, whatever, good job. And stop respecting them so much. Yo, be a mean guy, be a bad guy. It's okay. Afterwards, if y'all want to, you can apologize for the things you said before the fight and whatever. We've seen it before, but before the fight, it's all smoke, all right? We're not friends. This is not cool. We're not gentlemen. I'm going to hurt you when it gets to that fight night. That's what I want to see.
All right.
For the record, respected complex.
And I just want to give a shout out. You brought up Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. Rest in peace, Arturo Gatti. But I got to give a shout out to Dickie. Dickie, the real one who dropped Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Dickie had to drop him. All right. So I'll say this. I hear what you guys are saying. I agree to an extent that AJ needs to be more aggressive and he needs to be more assertive, but I don't think he needs to go to the extreme that some of you are recommending. What you want is like effective aggression. And I think that's the key. You can be so aggressive to the point where you put yourself in harm's way. You see it all the time in boxing. Someone gets someone hurt. You go for the kill too reckless, and then you get clipped. That's actually what happened to Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz. And I think when that happened to him, he went to the other side, which is to be more cautious. And then he started being too cautious. And I think you can lose both ways, bro. Which one do you think's better? Which one hurts more? To me, it hurts more to be cautious because you're always going to wonder what would have happened if you were more aggressive. Whereas if you go out being as aggressive as you can be, well, at least you know, right? And as much as I don't want to give Wilder credit over Anthony Joshua, what I can say is when Wilder goes to sleep at night, in regards to the third fight with Tyson Fury, he doesn't have to wonder, what if I gave it my all? He can sleep like, yo, I gave it my all. I did all I could do and I couldn't win. Whereas with Anthony Joshua, he has to sit back and think, man, did I really go out on my shield? Did I really give it all? And that to me is the worst. The what if I would have given more effort? You never want to be like, yo, I could have given more effort. You need to be like, yo, I left it all in the ring, so I'm satisfied. I left it all in the ring, so I'm satisfied. So that's the one thing I would say to AJ. Another thing that Anthony Joshua used to say that I found questionable, and people used to applaud him for it, was he would say, I don't defend my titles or something like that. He'd say, like, the day of the fight, the titles go up in the air, and I got to earn them again. Nah, bro, that ain't the way it works. You own those titles. And the titles don't go back in the air. They're your titles. That's the mentality that let Andy Ruiz touch them. Like, oh, I gotta defend. Nah, they're yours until someone takes them. And you gotta make sure nobody takes them. Right? So now they were your titles, now they're Usyk's titles. And now you gotta take it from Usyk. You think Usyk doesn't feel like they're his titles? He knows they're his titles. He worked hard for them titles. He moved up to heavyweight, fought Chaz Witherspoon, trained his behind now, fought Derek Chisora, beat Derek Chisora, then got to you. He earned them titles, bro. I mean, damn, if someone say to Usyk, oh, the belts go back up in the air. He go, no, until someone beat me, they're mine. Until somebody beat me, they're mine. They're your belts. I've heard Trill say this before. Like, you are talented. You earned your spot. You won the gold medal. You beat all these dudes. Yo, why? You should have no doubts. You should have no doubts when you walk in the ring that you're that dude. That you're that dude. For me, aggression with Anthony Joshua looks more like when you're fighting Usyk, you dictate the terms more. Dictate the terms more. Like, and I know this dude is known for countering, but bro, this is where your IQ has to come in. You have to start looking for patterns. You have to start looking for hitches. You have to start looking for things that he does that telegraphs what he's going to do. You have to start looking for movements. You have to start looking for that. That's where this becomes chess. Now, see, when you play chess, right, there are certain types of chess players. There are aggressive chess players, right? And when you play an aggressive chess player, the best way to play the aggressive chess player is to use their aggression against them. So you counter. When you play a defensive chess player, right, the best thing to do is to attack them. Or, well, they're defensive, so you want to set traps for them, but you want to trap them in a sense where you have been able to attack. So by the time you sacrifice something, and by the time you put them in a compromising position, they're not going to be able to attack you because they spent too much time preparing a defense, right? You can be too defensive in chess and you'll lose because the whole time you've been setting up to defend, the other person has been setting up to attack if they do it right. If you're too aggressive, people are going to use their aggression against you. The best way to play and the best way is to learn how to read your players. And in all honesty, if you're a really good chess player, to be like a great chess player, you got to study. You got to study moves. What happened when this person made this move? You have to be able to take apart moves and put them. It's different. But boxing is kind of similar. You have to know situations. You have to know, okay, what happens when I'm fighting someone who likes to hook a lot from a southpaw stance? What happens when a southpaw exit this way? What happens if you need to know all these things? If you don't come in the ring equipped with that, then you're not even ready to play the game. But when you recognize a movement, when you recognize a situation that you believe is about to take place based on your preparation, you have to fully commit to the punch. You have to fully commit to the execution. And that's where we're getting at. And that's where AJ seems timid sometimes. When it's time to fully commit to that punch, when it's time to fully commit, when it's time to be more aggressive, he seems more reserved based on what happened to him in the Andy Ruiz fight. And what happened to Anthony Joshua in the Andy Ruiz fight can happen to any fighter, and it's happened to most fighters in the heavyweight division at some point in time. Even Tyson Fury, he's just gotten up every single time. But how many times can he keep getting up? Remember, Wilder dropped Tyson Fury 4 times. He got up 4 times, right? But that doesn't mean the next time he gets dropped, he's going to get up. You know, so you have to look at it like that from that perspective. You have to come up with your game plan, your strategy, and be aggressive about executing your strategy. And you can't be too worried about what the other guys doing. And I'll just close with this. G brought up a good point. The one thing he said that I don't like is that he's not going to study opponents. I've heard Floyd tell this lie a lot. Oh, I don't study anyone. I don't study anyone, but he let it slip one time. Floyd said, "Why would I watch video of him when he was at his worst? I'd watch video of him when he was at his best." And then he said this, "I like to know what my opponents do best. I like to see my opponents at their best. I like to see what they do best." But Floyd, you just said you don't watch video.
Exactly.
Right? Floyd watches what his opponents do best. He watches what they're good at. He watches what they want to do. That's how he beats them. He doesn't look at their bad performances because he expects to see the best version of that person. So if you're going to watch tape of Usyk at his best. Watch what he does well. Watch what he wants to do. Watch what he's good at. Watch what he would prefer to do. Watch his preferred punch in certain situations. What's Usyk's go-to move? You need to know all those things. That's what you should know. And then that will help you out. No one's saying like, oh, but you should definitely watch some film. So I'll just leave it with that. You need to be more aggressive towards what you want to do. Making fighters adjust to you, but you want to be cerebral about it. You don't just want to be all aggression, because all aggression isn't going to beat someone like Usyk either. We'll get to that later.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast out on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
Hold on. I want to say something.
Out now.
Oh, can I say something real quick? Because this is my last video of the day.
Yes,
And so I
sir.
want to
Yes,
thank
sir.
you guys. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it every single time I come. It's a pleasure talking to you, brothers. There's other topics I wish I could speak on, but maybe I'll come back another week. And please, no wilder topics. Let's be civilized here. Let's act like we like each other. All right. Let's just keep it simple.
We
You
like
know what I'm
each
saying?
other. What are you talking about?
I'm joking. Let's just,
We
you know
like
what I'm
each
saying?
other even during the wilder topics, brother.
Let's just keep it civilized. I just want to talk straight boxing or whatever. But no, this is great. It's always a great conversation. We'll talk more. Thank you guys. I'll see you another week. Peace.
All right, bring the salute, man.